What's going on, everybody out there? I'm Jakejames Lugo, and welcome to Gamers with Gains. Now, this is my review of Touhou Scarlet Curiosity for the PlayStation 4. I was sent this game for a review by XSEED Games and reviewed it over on the Koalition.com. There'll be a link in the description box to my written review. But let me explain to you guys why I felt the way I did when I did that written review for the website. Overall, Touhou Scarlet Curiosity is this blending of a bullet hell slash shmup genre with that of action RPGs. Pretty much if you take stuff like Gradius or any of the other bullet hell anime games you find out there and you blend it together with something like Diablo or Marvel Ultimate Alliance, you'll pretty much get an idea of what the gameplay is like for Touhou Scarlet Curiosity. Now, it has this emphasis on anime heroines. Pretty much, it's based off the Touhou series, which has been around for about 20 years or so. There's a variety of different games and other forms of media based on this franchise. Now, for me, I came into it without any prior knowledge to a lot of that stuff, so I was just accepting the game for what it was. But overall, I found that the gameplay of the game and also the story and some other elements of it were mediocre at best. They weren't executed that well. When you're talking about blending a bullet hell style of game with that of an action RPG, it sounds like it actually could become something really, really good. But in actuality, for this one specifically, it didn't come out all that well. During the course of my time playing Touhou's Scarlet Curiosity, I noticed a bunch of different flaws and bugs and things that happened throughout my experience. One of the biggest problems that I had was that sometimes the foreground objects like trees, rocks, random little stupid objects that are in the worlds or in the environments would get in the way of my view and kind of completely obscure my perspective of what's going on the actual level. Pretty much I would be fighting a group of enemies and I would have this big tree in my way or this giant rock in my field of view and I couldn't see exactly what was happening. I couldn't tell whether I was actually close enough to an enemy to execute an attack or if there was a certain amount of enemies that I might have missed or I missed any secrets. That got very annoying throughout my experience with the game. There was other things here and there that also I felt were a little bit kind of not well done, or at least not as well as they should have been, including some of the boss fights. I feel that the boss fights and a lot of the exploration of the dungeons got very monotonous over time. Once you saw pretty much one boss fight, you pretty much saw all of them with the exception of maybe one or two. During the course of the game, you fight these other little fairies or other characters that are like anime heroines that you run into, and they're one-on-one fights and they have a variety of different attacks that make them look like a bullet hell shooter that you have to dodge them, but you're playing like if you were playing Diablo or something. And then over the course of the game, later on, towards the end parts of it, you have one major boss fight, or at least one or two major boss fights that are like these large-scale battles against these giant beasts, which again, totally changes up the perspective. Instead of being like a top-down view, you're looking at much more into like a three-quarter view towards the actual boss fight. Very similar to some of the boss fights, if I had to draw a comparison, to some of the more later Sonic the Hedgehog games, which is like the more grandioso fights and stuff. And for that occasion, it was actually pretty cool. However, the rest of the game was a little bit more monotonous, it was a lot more bland, wasn't as exciting, it was very confusing in the story. It was kind of marketed a little bit to be this game where it could be that jump-off point for people that have never experienced the Touhou series or the franchise, but I felt really like it tried to pull references from other Touhou-related media or Touhou-related games, and it just didn't really resonate with me that well. I just didn't get it, to be honest with you. But overall, the gameplay for most of the time, for hours on end, I was just mashing one button and just completely decimating a lot of the enemies that were coming at me. Also, including on that, most of the enemies were really, their variety of types of enemies weren't really all that great. There was only maybe about 5, 6, maybe 7 different types, give or take here and there, and there's some variations on them, including color skews and other things like that. But overall, it was just a very bland and kind of, okay/mediocre experience. So, to be honest with you guys, if you're into anime games, if you're into anime heroines, cute girls or cutesy looking girls in the anime style, this might be a game for you, but for me and for everybody else, it just really wasn't all that great, and it's just better off skipped over with. But anyway, guys, that's just my thoughts on Touhou Scarlet Curiosity for the PlayStation 4. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that review, and I really encourage you to check out my written review for even more details about the game. Leave me a comment down below in the comment section and let me know if you guys actually enjoyed this review or if you have any sort of opinions and thoughts about this game, as well as any other games that might be related to it in the Touhou series or anything of the sort. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the Gamers with Gains channel for all my videos related to gaming, stronger living, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. And don't forget, guys, I'm streaming every single day on Twitch TV. playing a variety of different video games, interacting with the chat, having a great time with everybody that comes out to the different streams. Feel free to ask me any sort of questions, do an AMA, share your concerns, or join me for a bunch of different games that I end up playing with live on stream. It's going to be fun. Again, links in the description box below. I will talk to all of you guys again real soon. Peace out. Stay epic, everybody.